Hi, my name is Drew, and you're watching ReadyBudgetGo. If we haven't met before, welcome. I'm glad you found your way here. And if this isn't your first visit, welcome back. It's good to see you again. It's Monday night, so it's time for Ready Budget Game, where I am going to do some savings games and put money toward one of my big goals. Ready? Let's go. Let's play some games and save some money. We're going to start with Loteria like we always do. So I'm going to get out this card, and we're doing Millennial Loteria this week. If you haven't seen Loteria before, it is a Spanish-style bingo type game. This Millennial Loteria is sort of a parody of the regular game, and I like it because I am a millennial, although just barely, and it's a lot of fun. So I'm going to give these cards a quick shuffle and a cut. And let's see how we do this week. If you haven't seen it before, I play until I get a Loteria, which is a line of 4 anywhere on the card, and then I save $1 per chip that's down on the card. Okay, we're starting off this week with La Selfie, and we do have that on this card. Sorry, I keep turning this. It's askew. Then we've got La Student Debt, not on the card. El Tattoo, nope. El Piercing we have. El Man Bun, yep. El Yoga, don't see that one. El Participation Trophy, nope. El Nail Art we have. El Prime we have. El Juice Cleanse, nope. El DJ, no. El Gluten, yep. So El Internship will give us the Loteria. El Boomer, no. El Pride, yep. So that opens up the Healing Crystal. El Hipster, yep. So that opens the makeup tutorial. El VR, don't have that. La Feminist, don't have her. El TikTok, no. La Border Wall, no. El Global Warming, no. El Drone, yep. So that opens up a couple more here and here. El Web Design, okay, there's our Loteria right across the top. So we've got $4, $5, $6, $7, $8, $9, $10 going into Loteria this week. Next week, I'll do the regular Loteria, or the original version of the game. So I'm just going to give these one quick shuffle, clear off the card, and put $10 into the Loteria envelope. There we go. Put this in the back, take out $10 and the binder. And if you're new to my channel, I use Play Money because I transfer the savings directly from my checking account into my high yield. Now let's do Sussed. Sussed is a would you rather type game. I answer 2 questions a week. For option A, I save $2, option B, $3, option C, $5, and I always give my honest opinion. Okay, it looks like, well, we started this one and we can finish this one this week. Okay. Which would I rather explore? A, the depths of the ocean, B, a random planet in space, or C, underneath my house? Well, I am definitely not crawling under the house. Don't really want to be in space. I guess the depths of the ocean. Marine biology has never been my favorite, but of the 3, I think that would be the best for me. So I'm going to save $2 there. And then the next question is, which spell would I find most useful on my holidays? A, Summonio. I don't know how to pronounce that. Summons an object toward you. Repario fixes broken objects. Or C, Shrinkio shrinks a large object. Well, shrinking large objects is not going to be much of a help to me. Fixes broken objects or summons an object. I mean, I think summoning an object toward you is just another excuse to be lazy, but if you're on holiday, I guess fixes broken objects. I'm pretty clumsy, so I'm going to say that's going to be the most useful. I'm going to put this $2 bill back and save $5 total, because I've got $2 and $3. And this card is done, so next week I've got another card here all ready to go. And I've got several more of these. Oops. I don't want to look at it because I always try to give my honest and true opinion, so I don't want to have more time to think about it than what I show here on the video. Okay, next up is the name game. And this is a game that I bought at a thrift store. It cost me all of $3. This is where it gives you up to 5 clues toward the identity of a famous person. And so far, I think they've all been real people as opposed to fictional characters. And I just need a card here. There's one. Okay. So how do I do this? I think like this. Then I'm going to flip it. And the way that I do this is I save $1 for every clue that I use. And if I don't get it after all 5 clues, I save $10 as a penalty. Okay. So the first clue is taxi. So I am going to say Tony Danza. Probably showing my age here. Next is throw mama from the train. Okay, it's not Tony Danza, it's the other guy. Oh, I can't think of his name. Short, Italian, the Penguin. Danny DeVito. Danny DeVito, that's my guess. All right, let's see what the next clue is. Rhea Perlman, yep, they were married. Sitcom, Cheers, Short, yeah, okay, Danny DeVito, yep. Okay, so $2 for that one, and I am going to go one more time. So we'll put Danny DeVito in the back. Take another one from the front. Okay, we'll flip it. Let's see how we do this time. Blonde. Okay, well that could be anybody, but there's no E at the end, so that suggests a blonde man. Yeah, no guess. Comedian. A blonde comedian. I still am not going to guess. Portia de Rossi. Oh, okay. Well, I think it's Ellen DeGeneres, in which case that blonde is misspelled. It should have an E. Lesbian talk show. Yep, Ellen. Okay. So I got it on the third guess, so I'm going to put 2 back and take a 5, and that will be for the name game this week. This is one that I could play a lot of, but at the same time, I've missed them before, and that's $10, and I don't really want to put that much into this envelope. So I'm going to set this aside somewhere. There we go. And put the card away and put this into envelope number 3. Okay, up next is Dicetropolis, and this week we're playing poker. Dice poker, that is. So let me get out the dice tray here. Or the dice tower. Pardon my reach there. I'm going to try and make sure there's not glare on it this time because I'm actually remembering to do that sometimes. I need to move this over here, I think. No, I'm going to leave it here because I write with my left hand. And then, I already filled these in the time before. I just want to make sure, because I use dry erase, sometimes they kind of wipe off. So I'm just going to fix a couple of those there. And I need 5 D5 die or D6 dice. So I'm going to use the Dicetropolis set, whichever 5 I grab, everything but orange. And let's give them a roll. Okay, I've got 2 6s and 2 3s. And the rule with this game is you can re-roll once. So I'm going to set these aside, and I'm going for the full house. Let's see if I can get it. Nope, a 1. So I've got 2 pair, and I am going to play to beat the house. So let's give the house a roll, and let's see if I can beat the house. Okay, so the house just has a pair of 3s, so I did beat the house. So for 2 pair, I'm going to save $5, and for beating the house, another 2, so that'll be $7. And I'm not going to go again, but I will wipe this off so that it's ready for the next time that poker comes out. I'll put these away. I feel like most of my time with ReadyBudgetGame is setup and cleanup of each game. Okay, $7. This goes in the back because we've already done it. And up next is going to be Dicetropolis 2. And Dicetropolis 2 this week, we're playing Strikeout, so I will read the rules for that because this game doesn't come up all that often. Dicetropolis 2 takes d4 dice and generally is a smaller saver overall than Dicetropolis, the original Dicetropolis. So it's kinder for smaller budgets or smaller savings amounts. So we're going to need 2 d4 dice. If you purchase the physical version of this on my Etsy shop, you can get these dice optionally. Colors will be random. Okay, so the rules say roll 2 d4 dice, score 1 point for every roll that does not contain a 1. If you roll a 1, it counts as an out. If both dice roll 1, then it's game over, even if there's another out remaining. Continue rolling until you've used all 3 outs or until a doubles of 1 has been rolled. When the game ends, save $1 for each point. Okay. So we've got a 4 and a 3, so we're safe so far. Roll them again. A 1 and a 3. Okay, so we've got 1 out. 4 and a 2. It's a good roll. 3 and a 3. Another good roll. 1 and a 2. So that's another out. 2 threes. We're good there. 3 and a 4. Still good. And a 1 and a 4. So that's our third out. So we're going to save $5 for this game. Whoops. And that is all I'm going to do on Strikeout. So we'll put this back. And $5 goes into Dicetropolis 2. And if I didn't mention at the start of the video, I'm saving about $100 this week. It usually goes a little bit over, but I always take out 3 10s, 7 5s, 9 2s, and 11 1s to make $100. Okay, and up next is going to be Dicequarium. So I need to put these 2 dice away, the D4s, because I'm going to use my aqua-colored Dicequarium dice for Dicequarium. And we're playing Swim Lanes this week. And this one takes a little bit longer, but you can always truncate it and make it shorter if you want. So here's the game card. Excuse me, I apologize. So it says roll a d6 6 times, assigning each roll to 1 swim lane to determine an amount to save should that lane win, or choose your own amount for each lane. Roll 3 d6 dice and mark off 1 small box for each number rolled until 1 swim lane is complete. Save the amount shown for the first swim lane to fill up. If 2 or more swim lanes tie, save the highest amount. So I'm first going to roll to see what these amounts are. So we've got 5. 5 again. 1. 4. 2. And 1. Okay, so now I'm going to roll 3 d6 dice and we're going to start marking these off and we'll see who wins. So 1, 2, and 5. 1, 2, and 5. 4, 4, and 2. 2, 4, 4. 1, 1, and 3. 2, 4, and 5. Kind of even Steven so far. 1, 3, and 4. I don't know if these dice have 6s on them. I'm just kidding. Of course they do, but just not rolling them. Okay, there's a 6, and a 2, and a 3. 2 2s and a 6. 2 3s and a 5. A 1, a 2, and a 4. A 1, a 3, and a 5. 2 still in the lead. 2 1s and a 3. Oh, 1's just came out in front. 3 caught up to 2. 4 and 2 5s. The 6s just don't want to play today. 2, 4, and 6. 2, 4, and 6. 1, 3, and 3. Okay, so 1 and 3 are neck and neck. 2, 3, and 6. Okay, so after all that, 3 is the winner, and I'm going to save $1. And I'm not going to play this again just because of how long it takes, but if you don't want to play such a long game, you can like cross out the bottom 5 boxes or however many and just play from here on up. That's another option you can do with this game. I like the longer play, but not to play it twice. So only $1 is going to go into Dice Aquarium, but that's okay. That means we have more money to play other games. And we're playing D12 Dicefecta again, so that'll be good. Okay, $1. Going into Dice Aquarium. And up next is going to be Fruit Machine, so let me get set up for that, and we will roll ourselves some slots. Here's Fruit Machine. And if you order this on my Etsy shop, with the physical version, you will get these 3 custom dice, and you will get 2 A5 size dashboards that have the save amounts on them. One of them is pre-filled in. The other one you can fill in your own. And then on the other side, they both say Fruit Machine. So you can also now get this as a digital version if you want to make your own dice. It will come with cutouts in various sizes that you'll need to paste onto a blank die, and then print out the dashboards, and you're good to go. But let's roll for this week, and let's see how we do. Okay, we've got a cherry, a plum, and an orange, and because we've got a little more money to save, I'm going to start with the cherries. 3 more rolls to see if we can get 3 of a kind. Watermelon, orange. Another cherry. 1 more roll. Lemon. Okay, so we've got 2 cherries and a blank. Well, any other symbol, so that's going to be $3. Just going to leave this uncapped. Let's roll them again. Watermelon, orange, and lemon. So we'll go decking in again, and we'll try for the watermelons. Cherry and diamond. Plum and lemon. Watermelon, cherry. Okay, so we've got 1 cherry, so that's going to be $2. Excuse me. Frog in my throat today. And of course, it wasn't like that till I started recording. So let's play again. Diamond, plum, and watermelon. Well, let's go for the diamonds. Why not? Watermelon, lemon. Diamond. There we go. 1 more roll. Come on, diamond. Lemon. Okay, so nothing there, so we'll score 1 for that. $1. Lemon, watermelon, plum. Gonna go for the watermelon again. Plum and diamond. Cherry and lemon. Last roll. 2 oranges. Okay, another bupkis. Sometimes you get lots of 3 of a kinds, and sometimes it's hard to get anything. Okay, 2 diamonds. Come on, diamond. There we go. We got the 3 diamonds. So that is going to be $10, and that is where I'm going to stop. So I owe $10, $13, $15, $16, $17 going into Fruit Machine this week. So expensive, but only $1 went into Dice Aquarium, and I've had some other games that were pretty low, so that's okay. So 10, 15, 17 going into Fruit Machine, and I love this game. I could play it over and over and over again. Some of the people who have purchased it and have channels of their own say the same thing, that they could just keep going and going and going. So just like with any kind of slot machine, it's helpful to know when to stop. Okay, envelope 7. And I will condense all these envelopes at the end, so be sure and stay tuned for that. And the end of my videos is usually when I make any kind of special announcement, so it's usually worth hanging out for. Up next is going to be Quicks, so let me take out the scorecard here. I used this one already? I thought I did, but apparently not. Okay, we're starting with a fresh scorecard this week. I'll take out the Quicks dice. If you haven't seen Quicks before, I play it a lot like Shut the Box, but with a little bit of a twist. And the twist is that you have to use exactly 2 dice to make a number and cross that off the scorecard. And if you can't make any if all of the numbers that the dice make are already taken, you're done. So let me get out, excuse me, let me get out a Tombow marker. Give them a roll. Okay, so we've got 11, 7, and 8. I'm only going to take the 11 because 7 and 8 are easy to roll, and I want to save those for later. 10 and 8. So I'm going to take the 10. 4 and 6. I'm going to take the 4, leave the 6. 11, 9, and 8. Take the 9. 2 and 3. I'm going to take both of those. 2 and 4. Oh, I'm out. Oh, that sucks. Well, that's the way it goes. Okay, so 12 plus 8 is 20, 27, 33, 38. I'm going to add the 3 and the 8 and save $11 into this challenge this week. Whew, spicy. And that's where saving those 6, 7, and 8s, because they're easier to roll. But if you roll a number like that and you've already taken your lows, that can get you into trouble. So had I been taking those, then I probably would have saved 17. 1 plus 7 is 8. So I tend to save anything up to 12. I don't add the numbers together. Higher than 12, I add the numbers together and save the lower amount. So somewhat low budget, but not too bad, or not too low. All right, so $11 going into Quicks. It's the last of the 10s, but I got plenty of smaller bills here. And one of the reasons that I use play money is because I don't use IOUs on game night. So if it goes a little bit over, I will just save more money and I can just grab more props. So, okay, up next is going to be Tucano. Oh, I hope these cards are kind to me today. Let me put away the dice tower for a moment while I deal these out, and we'll get a little bit more light. Here we go. So Tucano, again, if you're new, is a card game, and it's played completely differently than how I use these cards. The way that I deal this game is I deal out 6 cards, and then I save according to where they are positioned, and it'll make sense as I explain it. So I'm just going to give these a couple shuffles and a cut, and we'll deal out 6 cards. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, oh goodness, and 6. Okay, so no special cards this week. That's a switch. So anything that is in, well, actually, let me put it this way. So this one is in position number 1. And cards that look like this, if it's in an even position, I save the number on the left. If it's an odd position, I save the number on the right. So this is an odd position because it's number 1, so I'm going to save $1 here. This one, which is identical to the first one, is in an even number position, so that's -1. So these two kind of cancel each other out, so I'm just going to flip these over. Okay, this is in position number 3, and you can see it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So position number 3, this saves 4. Down here, position 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, saves 0. So that's nothing. This is in position 5, but it only goes up to 4, so that's another 0. And then this is in position 6, so that is going to be even numbered, so that will be on the left, and that will be 1. So I've got 4 plus 1 is $5. Tucano is super volatile, but kind of fun. I enjoy it a lot. It's a little bit more of a thinking person's game, I suppose, in that, you have to remember all the various rules. And I wrote them down at one point, but I've played it so many times that I've just kind of learned to know what everything is. So put these away. So that was nice and gentle this week. Sometimes it's not. $5 is going to go into Tucano, and then up next is going to be Dicefecta. And as I promised, we are going... Oh, there's the rules for Tucano. As I promised, we are going to play D12 Dicefecta again this week, because when you purchase Dicefecta, you get 2 game cards for each. Last week I played card B instead of card A, so this week I'm playing card A for the D12. And if you haven't seen Dicefecta before, I'll explain briefly how it works and get some of the light off here so there's not so much glare. So on your game card, you have 4 groups of 4 numbers. The smaller denomination dice, like the D6 and the D8, they have 4 groups of 3 numbers. And the way it works is you roll your color-coordinated die, and you mark off the numbers as you roll them. When you mark off a complete section, that is a Dicefecta, and that stops the game. And then you save accordingly, and I'll explain how that works when we get there. But for now, let's see how we do. So we're going to mark off the 3, and the 1, and the 8, 12, So 7 will give us a dicefecta. 4. 4 again. 2. 1 we already have. 2 we already have. 8 already have. 10. 2 we have. 5. Okay, so now an 11 will give us a dicefecta. 1 we have. 8 we have. 10 we have. 3 we have. 5 we have. 8. 3. Oh goodness, come on, something different. 2. 11. Dicefecta. Okay, so this is our dicefecta here. Now, there are 3 different ways to save with dicefecta. So the high budget way is that you add up all the numbers in the section that gave you the dicefecta. So that would be 10, 21, 26. So let me write that here, 26. Or you save $1 for every number you've marked off on the entire card. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And low budget is you save the last number that you rolled, which in this case is also 11. So I'm not going to save $26, so that means I'm doing the 11. And we can say we're doing low budget or high budget. So sometimes, though, that last number could be a 1 or a 2. So if you are playing D12 Dicefecta and you are looking to save a lower amount, that can be an option. You could also add the 1 and the 1 together and save $2. Make the savings challenge or the game work for you. And you can also, I mean, when you buy Dicefecta, you get the D6, the D8, the D10, and the D12 version. So you can make it low to suit any budget. Okay. So put the die away. Actually, I might need this D12, so I'm going to leave that out. But I will put the game away. And we're going to save $11, 5, 10, 11, into the Dicefecta envelope, which is number 10. And then up next will be left, center, right. Left, center, right is commercially available, just as Quicks is in some of the other games I play. So you can buy this in pretty much any game store. It comes with these chips, but I don't use them because they are, you know, basically the same color as the background of my desk here, or my desk mat. And so I start with 3 chips. Let me bring the stack in here. And I keep rolling until this stack of chips is gone. If it comes up left, I put it in the left. If it's a star, I put it in the center. And if it comes up right, I put it in the right. So let's see, find the star here. There's the star. And if it comes up one of these dots, then I take another chip from the stack into my pot. And then once everything is done, I save the highest stack into the envelope. So let's get rolling and see how this week goes. Okay, 1 to the left and 2 more chips. 3 more chips, so it's going to be one of those weeks. 1 to the left, 1 to the right, and 1 more chip. 3 more chips. 1 to the left, 2 more chips. This game really wants me to save this week. 1 to the right, 1 to the center, and 1 more chip. 1 to the left, 1 to the right, and 1 more chip. 3 more chips, yep. It's a saver this week. 1 to the left, and 2 more chips. 1 to the left, 1 to the center, and 1 more chip. 1 to the left, 1 to the right, 1 more chip. 1 to the right, 2 more chips, and that clears out that pile. So anytime the circle comes up, I will just disregard it. Okay, 1 to the right. 2 to the center. Oh, come on. There we go. Oh my goodness, all 3 to the right. Yahtzee. One to the left, one to the right. Three chips left. One to the left. Okay, 2 chips left, so I'm going to take 1 die out. Oops. One to the left. That's funny. It flipped the other one. Okay, 1 to the left, and 1 more die. Circle, circle, right. Okay, I think the left and the right might have tied. Let's see here. So center's definitely not winning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 10. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 11. Okay. So $11 is going to go into left, center, right, because the one on the right was the highest stack. Put the dice away. And knock the stack of chips over, because that's how I roll. And then we're going to come back and do Eva's game, and then once that's played, I will consolidate all the envelopes or condense them. If you're screaming at me that I didn't put the money in the envelope, I hear you. So let's open up to left, center, right. And it was 5, 7, 9, $11 going in. So we've got about $10 to put into the final game, which is Eva's color dot dice sparkly super fun roll save a game. There's a name for it. I can just never remember it. I don't know why. So let's see here. Let's pull the game out. And this is Colorful Sparkle Roll and Save. Okay. So I need a series of dice. So a D4 and a D6 and a D8. That's a D10. This is a D8. And then a D10. Now we've already done the D12, so I'm not going to put that one out. And we need a D20. Okay. And then we need Eva's special blingy color dot dice. So let me get those. And I hope there's not too much glare, but I really need to be able to see the colors on the dice, because some of them are kind of similar, like the red and orange, I think, are similar, and the blue and purple are similar. So, all right, let's give these a roll. And I've decided, I think the one closest to me is the top, and the one farther away is the side. Okay, so that is green, and we're going to call that orange. So green and orange is $1. Okay, so mark that off. And I'm going to put $1 over here. Oops. Go again. And we got green, green. So that is going to be the D10 roll. And that is going to be 6. Okay, so we're done with that. And 2, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so we got about $5 left. Green, green, we already did. We just did it. Okay. And that is red and purple. So that is going to be $5. And I think that is exactly what we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. So exactly $100 is going to go into my savings account for the big move this week. So let me put these away. And don't go anywhere, because I will reset the cash tray and then we'll consolidate all the envelopes. So let's put these back in here. Okay, and then Eva's dice go in this awesome vinyl zippered pouch. Okay. So even though I'm going to consolidate this in no time, I'm going to stick all the money in as it is, along with the game card. Okay. Last but not least, And I enjoy this game a lot, so it's also a motivator to save money for the end so that I have enough to play a good amount into it. And of course I did that backward, because of course I did. Okay, so let's put away the dice tower and all of these game cards. And let's reset the cash tray here. So we've got the hundreds, the 50s, more 50s, and 20s, 10s and 5s, 2s and 1s. All right. Okay. So Loteria has 200, 300, 400, 10, 15, 17, 18, so nothing we can do there. Let's get a little more light. Sust has 100, 200, 5, 10, 12, so I'm going to swap the 2 5s for a 10. Envelope number 3 is the name game. 100, 10, 15, so nothing we can do there. Dicetropolis has 500, 20, 5, 27, 28, so not much there. Last week we did a big condensing, so it stands to reason there wouldn't be that many this week. Okay, Dicetropolis 2 has 100, 50, 70, 85, 90. So we can take the 10 and 2 5s for a 20. Oh no, I'm out of 20s that have the sticker on them. Okay, well I'll have to remember there's one like this in Dicetropolis too if I get another one. Okay, Dicequarium has 100, 50, 70, 91. So it just got that one lone dollar this week. Fruit Machine has 100 and 50, 70, 80, 90, 5, 200, 2, and 3. Okay, now we're in business. So we can swap all of this 50, 70, 80, 90, 95, 100 for a 100 placeholder. Let's see if I have any more Barracudas. I don't. Well, I have them, I just don't have them at the handy, or at the ready. At the handy. Nice, nice, Drew. Okay, so 203 still. And I'm going to go right back to Dicetropolis 2 and swap out that 20 for the one that has the sticker on it. So you come out and you go in. All right, inside of Quicks, not going to pull the scorecard out this week. 100, 200, 300, 400, and 50, 70, 80, 2. So 2 1s go back for a 2. Really hoping I can get that 500 placeholder in there for Quicks. I'm going to pull all the placeholders at the end of the year and all the play money, because next year I'm going to use real cash in these games, and I'll talk more about that once I get through this condensing. 100, 50, 70, 5, 76, so nothing we can do in Tucano. And then we've got Dicefecta, and Dicefecta has 100, 200, 20, 40, 5, 50, 5, 57, 58. So $8 is going to stay, and this is all going to go back for a 50. 2 20s and 2 5s for a 50. So still 258. Okay, left, center, right has 50, 60, 5, 70, 2, 4, 6. So let's see, what do I need to do here? I need to put back 21 for a 20 and a 1. So that'll still be 76. 10, 15, 21. Okay. Last but not least, envelope number 12 has a whole bunch to consolidate and condense. Has 20, 30, 32, 34, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. Wow. I've only been playing this game for 3 weeks, so I'm going to put back all of this for a 20 and a 5, because that'll still make it 45. So we've got a 10, 2s, and a whole bunch of 1s. Okay. So that is it for game night and for the condensing. But as I say, starting next year, I am going to reset all of the games and I will be using real cash. And the way that I'm going to do that is because I'm starting to use sinking funds next year, instead of putting the money from game night toward my savings account, I will be using it to allocate to the sinking funds. So there's going to be an element of chance for how those get allocated, because when you're first starting with your sinking funds, you know, chances are you're going to need to rob some of them to pay another. So, for example, let's say I'm putting money aside for shoes, household, pets, you know, all these different categories. And then suddenly my shoes give out and I need to spend another $150 on a pair of shoes. Well, when I'm first starting my sinking funds, I probably don't have $150 in shoes. So I'm going to have to borrow from some of the others. So from that perspective, I think it just makes it more fun to do it this way, where it's mystery amounts going into each sinking fund and they kind of build up over time. So I will have an idea of what makes each fully funded, and I'm going to randomly assign the money each week into a sinking fund. So it won't be staying in these envelopes, and it's going to be real cash. So that's starting in January. Still have another few weeks of doing it this way and seeing how much I can set aside by playing games in 2025 going toward one of my big goals. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all the time that you spend here. If you enjoyed the video, please leave me a thumbs up, drop me a comment down below, and until I see you in the next one, which will be tomorrow for the Batman binder and all the savings challenges, take care.